I don't get the language. It was written 425 years ago. Who cares? I'd rather read the back of a cereal box. Wow, wow, wow. These are some common complaints by students who don't want to learn Shakespeare, and they are as fat and fulsome to mine ear as howling after music. Though it's true that the language is a bit outdated, if you actually make an effort, you can and will understand it. So long as you're a high school student, you must study Shakespeare, and whining and excuses only make it pointlessly more difficult. If people put half as much effort into the reading of the plays as they do their excuses and complaints, there would be little problem. Although there are some who truly cannot understand Shakespearean English no matter how hard they try, on the main the difficulty stems not from the text but from the laziness of the student. You may not want to study Shakespeare, but it's in the curriculum, so as Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson would say, know your role and shut your mouth. And as for being written over 4 centuries ago, that's of little consequence. The plays of Shakespeare are still just as relevant to today, and perhaps even more so, than they were in the times of the man who very many consider to be the greatest playwright in history. Romeo and Juliet, for instance, is a good cautionary tale. There are many students walking around who seem to think that having a boyfriend or girlfriend is the most important thing in the world. Romeo had a similar ideology. Look where he ended up. I'm not saying relationships are a bad thing, but keep in mind what Friar Lawrence has to say. Wisely and slow, they stumble that run fast. To translate into my own words, be careful, or you could end up causing 6 deaths, including your own, within less than a week, because you were so in love with the idea of love. As far as I'm concerned, to suggest Shakespeare is irrelevant is saying popcorn is made from carrots. It just doesn't make sense. Although it's relatively simple to understand some of Shakespeare, common consensus says he wrote 37 plays, and trying to completely understand, I mean completely understand, each and every one of them is not impossible, but pretty close to it. When I say completely understand, I mean recognizing every single joke, pun, witticism, and so on. Trying to understand all of Shakespeare will surely leave you vexed, for Shakespeare was a genius. Now that's a certain text.